wasn't looking for anything strange. That's the part people never believe. I wasn't chasing abandoned places. I wasn't researching ghost stories. I wasn't even planning a real trip. I was just scrolling late at night, half awake, mind drifting between tabs and thoughts. That's when I saw it. A ski resort advertisement. It didn't flash. It didn't animate. It didn't try to sell anything aggressively. Just a name. White Hollow Ski Resort. And below it, a sentence that felt outdated. Experience silence the way it was meant to be. I clicked. The website loaded slowly, like it was waking up. White background, gray menus, low-resolution photos that looked scanned, not uploaded. The design felt wrong. Not broken, just unfinished, as if it had been abandoned halfway through an update. There were no social media links, no reviews, no comments, just information, trail maps, lift schedules, weather conditions, and a booking system. Still active. The prices caught my attention. They were too low. Not discount low, not off-season low, outdated low, like the numbers hadn't been touched in years. I checked the date at the bottom of the page. There wasn't one. No copyright year, no update notice. Just a sentence buried at the bottom in small gray text. All passes are valid until the experience is complete. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think about it. I should have. The checkout process was smooth. Too smooth. No errors, no delays. No confirmation pop-ups asking if I was sure. I entered my email. I paid. And immediately, my phone buzzed. A confirmation email. Subject line: Welcome to White Hollow. Attached was a digital ski pass. Black background, white text. A minimalist logo of a mountain split down the middle. Below it, status: active. The email also included a map. At first glance, it looked normal. Trails marked in green, blue, and black. Chairlifts drawn as thin lines climbing the slopes. But the more I looked, the stranger it felt. There were no surrounding towns, no roads leading in or out. White Hollow existed on the map and nowhere else. The next morning, curiosity turned into something else. I searched for White Hollow. Nothing. No Instagram posts, no travel blogs, no YouTube videos. Eventually, I found one result: a local news archive, dated 2014. The headline read, White Hollow Ski Resort officially closes following winter incident. The article was short, vague. It mentioned severe weather, operational difficulties, and ongoing investigation. And then, nothing. No follow-ups, no details. The resort closed 12 years ago. Scene 7, denial. I told myself it was a mistake. An old site left online, a broken payment system. I expected a refund email. It never came. Instead, I received another notification. Today's conditions at White Hollow. Clear skies, fresh snow, all lifts operational. That was when I realized something. The system thought today was still happening. Scene 8, the drive. I shouldn't have gone. I know that now. But the road was there, barely maintained, half buried under snow. My GPS lost signal long before I arrived. The forest grew thicker, the air quieter. By the time I saw the sign for White Hollow, my phone showed no service. Just one notification: welcome back Scene 9, arrival. The parking lot was empty, perfectly plowed, perfectly silent. No wind, no birds. The lodge stood ahead of me, massive and dark. Windows cracked, paint peeling. A banner hung above the entrance. Season opening soon. The fabric was torn, frozen in place. Scene 10, the first alert. My phone vibrated. Pass status. Active. Lift queue. Low. Low implied presence. Not zero. Scene 11. The chairlift starts. I approached the lift station. It shouldn't have worked. The metal was rusted, the cable stiff with ice. But as I stepped closer, the machine woke up, motors humming, cables tightening. A chair swung forward, waiting. Scene 12. Ascent. I sat down. The safety bar lowered on its own. As I rose above the trees, the world below disappeared into white. No sound but the cable. Halfway up, my phone vibrated again. Skiers, currently on mountain 17. I looked around. There was no one. Scene 13. The slopes. The snow was flawless. Too flawless. No wind patterns, no animal tracks, no signs of life. As I skied down, I noticed something unsettling. The tracks beneath me already existed. My skis were aligning perfectly with old grooves, as if the mountain remembered. At the bottom, my phone buzzed again. Skiers currently on mountain 18. I hadn't seen anyone arrive. The lodge smelled like cold dust and metal. Time had stopped here. Posters from past seasons lined the walls. Lost and found items still labeled. A digital board flickered behind the counter. Welcome back, skiers. Names scrolled. None of them were mine. Behind the counter, a door marked staff only stood slightly open. Cold air spilled from inside, and a sound, a low, constant hum. The room was filled with old machines, servers, monitors, wires snaking across the floor. Everything was running. On one screen, a log replayed over and over. Final day simulation active. Timestamp, February 14th, 2014. Footage played, skiers boarding lifts, laughing, unaware. Then the storm hit. White noise. Camera feeds, cutting out one by one. The last feed showed skiers disappearing into snow, and the system never stopped recording. The resort wasn't abandoned, it was stuck, replaying the final operational day. Tracking movement, counting skiers. Anyone who entered was added. My phone vibrated. Skiers currently on Mountain Dondrain. I understood. The system didn't know how to let anyone leave. I ran down the slopes, past lifts still turning. The counter updated again. 20 active users. The number didn't go down when I reached the parking lot. I drove until signal returned. I never got a refund. Instead, I still receive emails daily. Weather updates, lift statuses, and one line at the bottom. Your pass remains valid. Somewhere in the mountains, White Hollow is still open. The lifts are still running, and the system is still counting.